I really encourage you to watch this video at length so you can see why you should not rip the automatic packs in NBA 2K25 Myteam, man. So let's start out with the obvious things. Packs are 18,375 MT. We know it's pretty expensive if you want to get them for VC. That's kind of the thing. Now, why do people open packs, right? Usually, maybe they want a specific card. That's one thing. Another thing is, and I think it's more common, that they just would like to profit when it comes to the MT department. Now, your chances on a card itself profiting on these is a 2.3% chance because nothing less than a dark matter is going to give you any profit at all. Now, another way that you could profit is by pulling a specific event piece. Now, my experience with the event pieces, each tier of event piece is a little bit easier to pull than that card tier itself. So for example, I would say that a dark matter event piece out of these packs is about the same odds as pulling an opal. So probably about, somewhere between like 10 to 15% chance at pulling a dark matter event piece. But dark matter event piece seems good in theory, but a net value for a dark matter event piece is going to be 6,250 MT. So you're definitely not profiting off of a dark matter event piece if you do pull one. Now, a 100 overall event piece. I would say that the odds of pulling one of those is about the same as pulling a dark matter card. I would say it's somewhere between like 1.5 to 3% chance at pulling a 100 overall event piece. Now, you will profit a little bit, but again, it's right around that 2% chance of profiting, man, and you're only going to be profiting by like 7K or so because a 100 overall event piece is 25,000 MT net value. And if you get a dark matter, chances are you're probably not going to pull Taco. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit because I have some things to say, and it is really, really kind of grimy what 2K are doing with certain cards and certain tiers, and we'll just talk about that in a minute anyway. But yeah, invincible event cards, probably going to be, Invincible and GOAT event cards. Invincibles seem a little bit more common than sub 1%. I would say they're just above 1%. They're definitely more common than pulling like a 100 overall card or an invincible card. And then the GOAT event pieces, I would say it's about the same odds as pulling a 100 overall card or so. So the event pieces for each tier, like I said, are a little bit more common than the cards of a given tier. But it makes sense because they're worth less MT. A GOAT card is going to get you 3 or 4 million MT, like if you pull GOAT D-Rob. But if you just pull a GOAT event piece, that's 150k MT. So it makes perfect sense. They always know exactly what they're doing with the odds to make profits exactly what they want them to be. I mean, they know what they're doing, man, for sure. So that's all for, odds and tiers themselves in the packs. But then we get into the actual cards. And this is something that I have been seeing, which is just absolutely, and these are small sample sizes, but I have heard of people pulling Taco Fall, and I've seen a few people on YouTube pull Taco Fall as well out of the free 10-pack box. Now you might be saying, okay, like that's cool. People are pulling Taco Fall. That is great. But we go to Taco Fall in the auction house. There's only like, there's less than 10 up in the hour window. Every other card, there's way more than that. So something's really not, sorry, I know NA is not a dark matter. Something is really not adding up here. We're seeing all these Taco Fall pulls, but we are seeing way less of him on the auction house. My theory is 2K makes Taco Fall, Bowl, and I think Invincible's GOATs, they're just too hard to pull to even consider. But I think Taco Fall and Bowl are the most common pulled cards out of the free packs out of these tiers, the 10-pack boxes. That, in theory, like that's okay. People want these cards. People want Taco Fall. People want Bowl. But what I'm trying to say is they are the hardest cards to pull out of MT packs or VC packs. So that I think that they're the easiest cards to pull out of the free packs and the hardest to pull out of packs that you're actually paying for. Now, why would 2K do this? Well, it's very simple. People are going to pull these good cards out of the free packs, think that they're, going to have odds like that on the regular packs and then start ripping, or they're going to see people pulling Taco Falls. They're going to see people pulling Bulls and then think that these cards are, the odds of getting them are pretty decent. So they're going to rip some real packs. But then they go and rip some real packs, which of course packs that you're actually paying VC or MT for, and then they're going to pull a Dark Matter Trey Murphy, and then they're going to pull a 100 overall De'Aaron Fox. So it's just really, they're just taking such advantage of the situation with doing one OP card in each tier. And I hope that that made sense explaining that. I know that it's a lot to wrap your head around, but if you really, were hearing me out and listening to what I'm saying, it should make perfect sense to you. So they're just taking full advantage of this whole, one really, really good card at each tier. We're going to take advantage of that as much as possible. All the odds are completely skewed. They need to be equal. There's no reason that cards from each tier have different odds. I mean, it's just, we saw it last week with Tony Parker. That was absolutely ridiculous. I think that in the free packs, Tony Parker was the easiest to pull too, but I think this week they saw an opportunity. We're going to give people tacos. We're going to give people Bobos out of the free 10-pack boxes. That's going to encourage them to open up real packs so that they can try and profit. That's going to encourage other people to open up real packs so they can pull these cards. And then we're going to give them Trey Murphy. We're going to give them Reggie Theus. We're going to give them Steven Jackson. We're not going to give them these cards out of the packs where they can sell their Taco Fall or their Bowl. So I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I definitely have, and it is just something that needs to stop. It has happened in the past with tiers, but in like 2K23, for example, there would be like a really, really good pink diamond that went for like 50K while the other pink diamonds were discard value. They would never really do it with these higher tiers. Like they would, but it wasn't as egregious as it is right now, man. And this is just so, they're trying to fool people. Please do not fall for this trap, man. Please don't. That is my warning to you guys today with these packs. Now, of course, rip, it's fun to rip packs, especially with MT if you accumulated that MT from the auction house for free, if you accumulated that MT for free by playing. Go ahead and rip some packs, man. But please, please, please do not pull a Taco Fall, a Bowl out of your free 10-pack box. Do not, see like 2 or 3 people pull one out of their free 10-pack box and think, okay, I'm going to go rip some actual packs because I might get a million MT. I might pull Taco. I might be able to get a million MT by badging them up and selling them. Please, please, please do not do that. If you can take anything away from this video, that is what I would say. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope that this was an informational video. Hope that this helps you guys out. Please just keep all of this in mind and just think before you rip a ton of packs, man. Think before you drop $100 on a 51-pack box. Because chances are you're probably going to get De'Aaron Fox. But anyway, again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a like on the video, man. That is always very much appreciated. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.